You did exactly what they told you to do. You got the job, saved your money, and cut back on the small luxuries. But somehow, looking at your bank account, you're still not getting ahead. This chart shows the harsh reality of why that happens. Look at the average wage since the 1980s. It has barely moved, but the cost of housing over that same period climbed by a factor of 9. The financial advice we've inherited was written for the world you see right here. It was a time when a single salary could actually buy a home in a few years. It worked because the economic math supported it. When you try to apply those 1950s rules to a 2024 economy, you are essentially speaking a dead dialect. The words stay the same: save, buy, invest, but the system they're spoken to no longer translates them into wealth. Playing by the old rules today is a mathematical guarantee of failure. Survival requires learning to speak the new language of the modern financial system. The first rule to unlearn is that all debt is a danger, and that cash is the only safe way to live. Many of us use a debit card to avoid overspending, but that choice comes with a hidden cost. If your debit card is compromised, the cash disappears from your account immediately. More importantly, swiping that card does nothing to establish your credit profile, the single most important credential in the American economy. The wealthiest individuals use their credit to access good debt. They borrow money at low rates to purchase assets that appreciate in value. Without a credit history, you're locked out of that leverage. Building wealth requires moving past the myth that physical effort equals money. The person providing manual labor works harder than the person who owns the automation. In the modern age, wealth is a result of leverage, not exhaustion. To increase your value to a company, stop focusing on being the bricklayer who merely completes a task for 40 hours. Aim to be the city planner. Your income increases when you diagnose the high-level problems keeping your boss up at night and provide the strategic solution. Earning potential is dictated by strategic leverage and your ability to use credit as a tool. Sweat equity is the baseline, not the finish line. You've likely been told that the secret to a rich life is to follow your passion or find a passive income stream. Both paths are statistically likely to leave you broke. This boring versus sexy matrix illustrates why. Sexy industries like acting or influencer marketing have massive failure rates and low average pay. But when you look at boring industries, the profitability is remarkably consistent. The owners of successful laundromats or logistics companies aren't typically passionate about detergent or shipping pallets. They are passionate about the mechanics of a profitable business. They learn to love the game itself. This mindset divides the world into fixers and freeloaders. A freeloader stays in the leaky boat, waiting for someone else to stop the water. A fixer sees the leak and immediately starts patching it. Every massive, annoying problem that freeloaders avoid is a potential source of income. If you can solve a problem nobody else wants to touch, you can name your price. Real wealth requires letting go of the hunt for a sexy career. It comes from moving directly toward the complicated, unglamorous problems that the rest of the world is ignoring. Before you look at stocks or property, the highest returning asset you can buy is specialized knowledge. Every skill you master increases your ability to generate capital for the rest of your life. You must put your money to work because inflation is a silent penalty on savings. A $100 bill kept in a drawer since the 1970s is worth about $25 in purchasing power today. Stagnant cash is dying cash. The most effective defense is to automate your investments. Set aside 10% of every paycheck to go into a low-cost S&P 500 index fund before you even see the money in your account. Don't be seduced by apps that gamify day trading or high-risk options. Those are specialized tools for institutional professionals. For the average person, they are just a faster way to lose. Systematic, long-term consistency is the only way to beat inflation and let compound interest work. The actual mechanics of building wealth are quiet and boring, but modern culture demands the opposite, a constant performance of status. People are now taking out buy now, pay later loans to fund festival tickets and luxury items for social media photos. They are trading their future financial security for a weekend of perceived clout. Using credit to buy depreciating luxury goods is a debt trap. Real wealth is the accumulation of optionality, personal freedom, and long-term stability. Reaching that level of stability requires radical transparency. It means having the uncomfortable conversation with your boss to negotiate a raise, or the difficult discussion with your partner about a prenuptial agreement. Winning the game of wealth means respecting its unglamorous rules. You have to stop pretending to be rich today so you can actually afford to be rich tomorrow.